No, but you can't
that was beautiful. You spoke beautifully.
Nandi is an amazing artist. I like her music, though most of the songs are just sad songs. I don't know chicha kaitika chikura or chirikuitika mupenyu wake izvezvi, but masong akawanda shungurudzika. I think there are some people maybe in the background vari kumuita zvimwe zvatingazivi, so zuva rachazobata vanhu ivavo. Alright, come on, let's go. Alright, let's go. Alright, let's go. Right, I love Feli Nandi so much. I love her music. She's amazing. She's an amazing artist, powerful vocalist, great writer. I think in so many artists in Zimbabwe, the message is not that deep. The lyrics, they are not that powerful, but her words, most of the things, especially those sad songs, you actually wonder, so it's either or she's just a great artist who is able to really pick the emotions in people's lives and put them in a song. Saka, my favorite song, Nandi, but that one, though, that's my favorite song. I love the video. I love the idea of the song. But that song actually teaches me that sometimes you just need to cool down when people say whatever they say. So yeah, Nandi is amazing. She's a star on the rise, and I'm sure what you're saying.
Ninja is a clown.
No, he's not a clown.
I'm sure. But video has your praise. So I'm sure what we've seen so far in Nandi is just a tip of the iceberg. This is just an idea of what's coming. So I wish Feli Nandi all the best. Your number one, well, not number one fan, maybe 2 or 3. So comic. Okay, let's just say I'm your number 5. Because comic, Bansoro, and your children, of course. So maybe I'm your number 4 biggest fan. Wish you all the best. Keep shining. Keep rocking.
My name is Felistus Chipendo, aka Feli Nandi. I'm a musician and I'm a fashionista, meaning I love fashion. I'm a mother of 2 beautiful boys, and I come from a strict Christian background. I love God, and I'm still trying to find myself, my genre, what I want to sing. But for now, I can safely say I'm an Afro musician. I'm a musician, and I love singing soul music. I love expressing how I feel on my life, through music. So every song that I've written is basically what has happened to me, or what is going to happen, or something that I went through. So I always tell myself I'm a terrible emotional writer because I pretty much write my life. Well, the team that I work with, one of them, Nigel, the sleep pastor, was the MC of Mr. Barnabas Marambire's book launch. So he sent a message, and I saw his calls and I called back, and he said, come to the office, I want you to be part of something. So I went and he said, I'm emceeing a book launch of Mr. Marambire. I had never heard of him. We want you to perform. I said, yeah, that's fine. And he said, I'm going to give you his number and you're going to talk more. So Mr. Marambire reached out and he said, my sister, how are you? I've seen your music and it would be an honor if you perform at my book launch. And I'm thinking, oh, no, okay. It's a huge businessman. And he said, also I would love a song dedicated to my book, from my books, my story. So if you can write something, and I'm going to link you up with Trevor Dongo. I want you guys to sing on the song together. So I'm going to make you come together, and Mhodzi is going to produce the song. I was like, okay, yeah, that's fine. So I had met Trevor Dongo years back at a restaurant when we were performing, and we just exchanged regards, hi, and not much. So Mhodzi then called, I think it was 2 days to the launch. Mhodzi called and said, Feli, we are ready for you if you are. And I said, okay. So I went to the studio, and of course I'd seen Trevor before. It's like, oh, hi. We're more like friends, brother, sister relationship, where you just always tease them. You're like, hi, how are you doing? Long time, where have you been? I'm like, I'm around. Do you have the song? I said, no, I have a verse. And I said, do you have the song? I said, no, I only have words. So we got in the studio, and they said, can you sing your verse? And I said, yeah. I sang my verse, and they said, okay, let's write our own. And I think the whole process of coming up with the song and Mhodzi coming up with the beat was done in an hour. And I remember it was around 11 p.m. and I needed to rush home. So we recorded the song around 11, and I left the studio minutes to midnight. It was such a very good experience working with someone like Mhodzi, who's got so much experience, and I'm just here. I'm young, I'm small, and I'm thinking how lucky I am, how blessed I am to be working with him. Trevor Dongo made it so easy to work with him. It wasn't like I'm working with a celebrity. It was just like I'm working with my friend, and he jokes a lot. So the whole process was like a joke. We were just laughing throughout the studio, and he kept saying, yes, oh my God, your voice, oh your voice, Vana, your voice. And I'm thinking, you are Trevor Dongo, you can sing. So it was such a fun, easy experience to be with them. So after that, yeah, 2 days to the launch, we then went to the launch, and Mr. Marambire asked us to perform the song on stage, and Trevor came to me and was like, I don't know my words. Do you? I said, no, I don't. I'm on stage. Don't know that I pop. So we went on stage, and I'm looking at him. That was like my verses, and it got to my worst. But still, he told me when we were going on stage, just, I mean, you've got good vocals, just do it. And I'm like, okay, okay. So we got on stage, and when words were not now coming out, because remember we had recorded it 2 days earlier, so we didn't know the song. We did exactly that, and it came out really nice. Yeah.
I met Nandi in 2018, it's not 2018. So my guys were saying we're going to shoot a cover song done by Nandi, and then when they did the shoot, I think it was the first video, she did that one, and then she came again, and then she said she wanted to do another cover. She had done a cover song by Steve McConney, And then we listened to the song. Okay, normally I criticize a lot instead of praising. So I said, but who did the song? It's not really sounding as good. And then, you know, the song was a hit. Then we redid the song, and then that's how we started working together.
So, just let's say a few years ago, is it? I was already backing Mbeu, and I was sleeping. It was just a lazy Wednesday. It's like any other day where I don't have a plan in the CBD. So it's just sleeping, and I received a call, and he said hello. I said hi. I said hi. My name is coming past. I was like, hello? He said, yeah, you're talking to coming past. And I was like, yeah. I was like, are you free today? And I said, yeah, I'm free. He said, okay, I'm at my studio. Would you like to come? And I said, yeah, sure. Where's your studio? I'll be there in 10 minutes. So I came and I met him for the first time. I never seen him, like, besides being a fan and seeing some of his comedy. And I said very nice to, of course I was star, Shrek and everything, and he said, I've been following your work, you're quite really good, you're very good, would you like to sing? And I said, now, I was in the studio, and I remember quite artists, very big artists were there. There was Zimbabwe, and Terry Africa was present, if I'm not mistaken, and Trevor Dongo. And I'm seeing these artists, and coming past, they just said, well, you can stand on the booth right there, sing. And I said, said, yeah, would you like to sing anything, a cover song or anything? I was like, yeah, recently I did a Steve McQueen cover, would you like to hear it? It's on my phone. So I took my phone out, and he listened, and I was like, nah, let's start again. And I went and stood on the booth, and they said, you know what, Nandi, I've heard your voice. You have a soulful voice. I want you to take this Steve McQueen song, and I want you to make it your own. Drag those vocals, make someone think it's a gospel song, make someone relate to the words. This is a legendary song. This was a successful song. Make it more emotional. And I stood there, and I then started to sing. And I remember I recorded Kana Usibo on one take. There was no producer saying stop, we can redo this. I just took the song from the start to the end, and that's how the journey started. And they recently became my permanent, or rather official managers when I took the solo career route. But then there were just people that were helping me where I would come to the studio and record. And the experience has been amazing. We have a father-daughter relationship where he's very strict and irritating and very protective, where everything you do, if it's wrong, he just gives you a call. King, this is not it kind of relationship, and it's more like a father that calls you, like, what are you doing? I hear this and that. And he's like that with everyone in the associates, from Nigel to everyone that we work with.
So she's very jealous. She doesn't want me to adopt any other child. She's jealousy. But at the same time, one thing I've learned to live with is she is the only daughter who does music. I had another one. She got lost. She was adopted by other people. But now we're talking of Nandi, hardworking. When you need her, she's been in the studio 5 a.m. She's been in the studio 8 p.m. in the evening working. And also we think, because there's always that big gap, we struggle as a nation to have female musicians, and we're trying to say you can be the next biggest thing when it comes to music as a female artist. So that's our passion. That's what we're fighting for. We want to see be on those big platforms.
So I've learned a lot. He has taught me a lot of things that and I never knew the experience was going to be like that. And I feel incredibly blessed and lucky to be working with such people. And Comic Past and Associates is just not one person. It's a group of artists. It's a group of people that are doing different things. We've got videographers. I think the guys that have done most of my videos, Studio Art Pictures, they're part of the associates. We've got the guy who recently did my recent video. His name is Cyprian VFX. He's also part of, we've got Nigel, the pastor. He's also part of the associates. So it's a group, so I'm not managed by one person.
We're trying to give her all we can. We push, we try. But she's a good person. In person, she is a good person. And we're thinking by the year end, she will be a force to reckon.
Hi, my name is Zuru from Studio Art Pictures. Well, Nandi is one of the most beautiful souls that I have had the pleasure of working with. Well, she's one person that when we're doing our videos, like we've done most of our videos so far, you know that you're just going to have a good time and you know that you're just going to come up with a good project because she puts her heart into it. So she's just someone who is hardworking and will put so much work and effort into her music career, and it's just so amazing that we have such a female artist in Zimbabwe who is pushing and is just doing so much great things. I really think that Nandi is one of those artists who are just gonna make it into the international scene. So go Nandi, go, yeah.
Oh, that's Nandi for you. We are happy to be working with her. She is a member of the associate, so with the Comic Past and Associate, the big umbrella which has got so many people under it. That's why you've seen Studio Art Pictures coming in and saying we've worked with Nandi. They are part of the associates as well. We have got Cyprian VFX, the guy who did Nandi's last video. He's a member of the associates. Alicia's the producer, is a member of the associates. So we have a lot in the associates. We've got Nigel, the slick pastor, a brother to Nandi, and America Chai. So, but we are happy. We pray by God's grace that she goes far. She becomes who she was created to be, the best in music.
If we produce a song, we've got Alicia's, it's part of the associates. So if we produce a song today, me and Alicia's, it's just not us. The song is taken to almost 15 people who are going to say what they think. And for some reason, the associates are just people who say what they think. There's no filter. if it's rubbish, just someone is going to say, no, this is not working. So nothing comes out without everyone's input of what they think. So it's I'm managed by almost everyone. There's Blessing, who's my manager. He's also part of the associates. So Comic Pastor comes as the CEO or the director. I'm managed by everyone. Studio Art Pictures has a say. Nigel has a say. Everyone has a say. So it's a group. It comes as a group. Yeah.
Yeah, Nandi. Panapo, yeah, ndiye watinai.
Always, people keep saying, you've never written a love song. Are you not in love? Are you a sickness? And I'm like, no. So they said, we want you to write a love song. So like I told you, my producer came with a bit and he called me around 6 in the morning and he said, Nandi, I have a beat you might be interested in. So I came and I listened to the song, to the beat. And I went into the next room, I took my book and just got in the mood and wrote the song. So after writing the song, we called the Comic Pastor and the other associates, those who were free, please come and hear what we have done. And Comic just said, nah, let's change it. Let's make it slower. This is an emotional song. Let's make it a love song. So we changed it to making it a love song. So the next song that's coming out is called Munowangu. And probably it's being shot next week. if all goes well. Yeah. It's my first love song, very important to me because I never really write. I've actually never written a love song, so this was a very good experience and different experience. So I can't really wait. I'm super excited. So Mashoko Angu is a song that literally talks about what happens in life generally. Like I said, I read about my life. I'm an extremely positive person. I choose to see good in people, even though I know you want to hurt me, or I know that you betrayed me. I forgave you, and I've found peace in letting things go than holding on to things, and also choosing to keep quiet most of the time. I've noticed growing up and engaging with a lot of people that I meet, either my family or family-in-law or friends, that sometimes it's not worth it to say words, because words are irreversible. Personally, growing up without parents, the things that people told me that I've never actually forgotten, but you see them now, the way we are, you can actually tell this person has forgotten that at some point in life they hurt me. So I've learned that words are very powerful. I can tell you something today and you hold on to that for life. So whether I'm angry or not, I choose to keep quiet most of the time. Not because I'm angry at you or I'm holding a grudge. No, it's for me. It's more peaceful to just forgive you, not talk about it, and move on. So Mashokwangu was literally saying, you know what, I know a lot of things. I want to say a lot of things, but it's more peaceful to just keep quiet, let it go. I'm a blessed girl. That's what I move around saying. I've got two beautiful young boys. The older one is 8, the younger one is 5. I always say, my friends are always telling me that your biggest problem is you don't know how to express yourself. You're never angry. I mean, we've known you for years. I've never seen you angry, but that's me. I don't get angry. But I always say, you want to see that ugly side of me, touch my children. They're like my weakest point. I love them. They make things easy. And I'm not always, I think the biggest challenge is I'm not always around. I mean, sort of in half the time ups and mom. But I make sure that when I'm at home, I'm with them. Like, I'm there for them. And they're the most disciplined kids I know. And they love me so much. They make everything easy. I get home, they want to cuddle, they want to hug, we miss you and everything. It's beautiful, it's a beautiful experience. I wouldn't trade it for anything. And I had them when I was really young. And sometimes you look back in life and wish things had gone differently, but for them, no, I regret nothing, it's a blessing. My mama used to say, I started singing the day I was born, because I was a naughty child growing up, so she would always say, hey, what? The noise, when I was there, so I knew you were a singer. I started singing when I was 3 years old. She was my biggest fan. She loved music. She used to go in this zone that I never understood whenever I would sing in front of church. And I don't know much about praying and everything. I just knew that I want to go to church to sing because I want to see my mom staring at me. She would just stare at me sitting down. Everyone is dancing, enjoying the hymns, but she would just sit down and stare at me. So I loved that look. So it's literally what I went to church to do, to see my mom sitting in front looking at me like she's just high or something. So she would make me sing everywhere. Funerals, family funerals, church. We used to have prayers every night, and she had a favorite Anglican hymn 137. But she didn't pass it back. So she'd always be like, hymn before we pray, and I would sing that. So from 3 up to 15 when she died, it was literally just singing. And our mother my mom, she brought us as a single mother. So she made sure that we had everything that we wanted. She wanted to, of course, to prove a point. She was that woman. So our life was stable. We were children that had a good family, good upbringing. Life was beautiful. So around 2004, from 1 I went to Queen Elizabeth. That's where I joined the Paya, and I changed everything. I remember choir just became very interesting. I was so young and energetic, and I wanted to sing, and the girls loved me. And before I know it, around Form 2, I was choir captain up until Form 4. So music started when I was a little baby, and everything unfortunately then came to a stop at 15 when I lost my mom in a road traffic accident. That's when it stopped. It stopped because I felt like she took a part of me. She walked with me her last hours, and I spoke to her. So like, those words haunted me for years. And but she did mention don't stop singing, but still that didn't change anything. And I also missed. I didn't stop singing in church because I would try to find my mom in the crowd, and she's not there. I end up crying. So I didn't stop. Life, well, unfortunately, everything about my life changed. Everything, and I then totally stopped singing at 15 when I was in Form 3. And at school, it was a bit different because at school now I was choir captain, so I could not stop. But now it was different. Now I then just became a SID writer, or whenever I'm on the stage at school, I'm making the whole school cry. I remember everyone used to cry in the crowd, the teachers, everybody. So the journey really stopped at 15. Yeah. Locally, I love Nati Orr. Yeah, love his music. XQ, definitely. I love T-God's song, which is called Matunamtuna. I love that one, definitely. And Soja Love, hands down. I'm a fan of his music. Female artists, I'm in love with Gemma. I love Gemma's voice, beautiful right there. I love it. So I listen to a lot of musicians, and that's where we get to learn and get their inspiration as well. I think musicians are different. We come with different vibes and different voices, and we are all good in our own sense. I listen to everyone. I love everyone's music. We're just different, and we portray different fields. It just depends. Who do you like? What do you like to listen? But I just think everyone is a king and a queen in their own space. Yeah.
And the older guys?
The older guys?
And girls?
I'm a hardcore Thomas Mafumo sing-along fan. Not by choice, but by growing up in the house, and you wake up to that, you sleep then. My mom and my eldest brother are Thomas Mafumo's fans, like great fans. So I love the music, I love that. I get my inspiration from that on what. I love Oliver Mtukudzi, Johnny Soberano, Steve Makoni, definitely. I love James Chumombe. Yeah, well, to be very honest, those were the most wonderful 2 years of my life. Adventurous 2 years of my life. Working with Mbeu and the Mhodzi tribe was a life-changing experience. I would not be half the artist I am today if it wasn't for them. They taught me to stand in the studio on the mic, something that I've never done before. Even I didn't know I had the ability to write. That was discovered by Mbeu and his team. So being with the boys memories are great. I regret nothing. It was an amazing experience. The traveling. They only did not teach me to be who I am today, but taught me to be a very stubborn girl when it comes to what I want, because it was a boy band and I was the only female, and there you were not treated like a queen, you were treated like one of the boys. And except the only thing I got, the exception was my own room. Otherwise everything else, you want food, go stand in the queue. Everything was like, you're one of us, you're just one of the boys. Why do we have to treat you like a little girl? So it was a beautiful experience. I learned a lot of things, to have a character. I'm pretty much not really afraid of a lot of things. Even to stand on stage, face crowds, the confidence came from Mbeu being on my side and saying, you can do it, you're doing great, you're doing amazing. Of course, every story has an end, and there's a beginning of something new. So I'm sure we had our amazing time, and there came a time when that journey had to end, and they had done the most appreciated time in my life, and it was time for me to take on my own journey. And I look back, and I am very grateful. I look back and I give salute to my mentor. I would not be here, honestly, from deep down, if it wasn't for the boys. All of them, it wasn't just one, it was him and his team. So I'm super grateful. Yeah. Queen Elizabeth experience, it was pretty much singing. We had a group, we were 4 of us, my girls from school, Tanaka, Emelda, and Mbeu, and we were called the Queens of Echo. We had crazy harmonies. So we were the school's music. We used to sing on assembly Monday or Friday, and everybody knew if Queens of Echo is singing, the assembly is going to be full. Everyone was coming. So we sang every day at school. We would meet before break time, before lunchtime. We sang every day. We lived music, we ate music. It was just music all around. Yeah, Queen Elizabeth was music, and everybody knew us. It was just, oh, the Queens of Echo are singing today. People would pass the message, the girls are singing tomorrow, and we would have a full house and we would perform in front of. It was beautiful. Yeah. Oh, I feel like the generation there is now is different from when they did music. Now, I mean, you go in the studio, you pour yourself out. It's now identity. It's no longer, for example, when I worked with Mhodzi, I remember he came with his mom in the studio, and there came a time when he said, guys, please just tone it down, I need to go in the mood. And I was like, okay. So now you want to sing a song that, like I always say, when you listen to my song, it's either you're going to cry or you're going to be very happy. That has always been the motto for me, the dream. So I feel like the music there is now, artists connect more to what they sing. You know, when you write a song and it's personally connected to you, and when they ask you to just write a song, maybe for anything, it's different. When you write a song that's about you, or that's somehow connected to you, even the way you sing, even the vocals, and the way it's produced, everything is different. If you're in love and you write a love song, you're definitely going to touch hearts. If I sing about my late mother, I'm going to touch everyone who lost a mother, I would think, because even the way I then express the vocal, it's totally different, because I am speaking to my vocals, I'm speaking to someone who's in the same situation. So I maybe the musicians now understand that more, that it's easier and it's more beautiful when you connect to what you've wrote and when you personalize the song. Sometimes when I want to write about my situation, my producer always says, just get in the moment, think about it. Okay, fine, you're not in this situation, but just try to imagine. I think it happens the same with the actors. I always ask Patricia. She's also one of the associates, the one she acts with Nigel and the comic pastor. How she was on my recent video about Mhodzi. She just starts crying. So I went to her, I was like, where do you get those tears? And she said, I get in a moment and I think of my grandmother or something, I just have to be in the moment. So I think the secret behind it, being emotional in a song, is to get in the moment. When I decided, I was asked why I sang Mr. Steve Marconi Nyati song. And my response was, that's a song that's never going to expire, if that's the right word. That was a hit and a half. And it was my honor. And I just didn't sing. I looked for his number in California, and I remember I said, hello. He said, hello. Mr. Marconi. Was that I was Feli Nandi. Kuimba song Mtukudzi. But it's okay when if for some reason I trust you, you're going to do justice. It's a good song, and I said yes. I feel so much honored, much time, and he gave me the permission to do a cover for his song. That was a great experience. I feel so honored, and I would really love to say to him, what a legend he is. And almost all his songs are beautiful. He paved the way for us as upcoming artists. You sit down, you listen to his songs, you get inspiration, you get direction of where you want to go every other day. So it was an honor for me, and I'm super grateful. And also, it's not just me, it's pretty much every artist in Zimbabwe. And also just to always honor and remember him, celebrate him. He made magic, and we feel super blessed to be in this life, and to my prayer really would be to meet him one day and just shake hands with him and tell him he's a legend. I think that was my first meaningful song that got attention of most of my fans. So to me, I feel like I owe him that recognition, and I feel so much honored and humbled to have been given permission to do that.